devastating hurricane strikes the Chesapeake, and the vote for women's suffrage finally succeeds. I'm Crystal Bucchione, and welcome to This Week in Newport News History. The Great Chesapeake Potomac Hurricane of 1933 stormed its way through Hampton Roads over August the 23rd, 1933, leaving behind in its wake a destruction on a scale that the area had not experienced for more than 100 years. With winds clocked at Cape Hatteras 76 miles per hour, the hurricane made landfall as a Category 1. Comparatively, 2003's Hurricane Isabel came ashore several miles further south at 105 miles per hour, or as a Cat 2. Flooding extended inland throughout Newport News and Hampton as the storm moved northward, finally wearing itself out in Canada. An already beleaguered coastline then experienced the passage of another major storm in September, making the 1933 season historically second, only to 2005 for record storm activity. Despite loss of all electricity, a hand-printed issue of the newspaper, the Times-Herald, went on schedule that evening. When ratification of the 19th Amendment, granting women the right to vote, finally succeeded after a nearly 2-year struggle in Congress in late August of 1920, it was overshadowed by the debate of the Treaty of Versailles as nations worked to settle issues created by World War I, and was thus often relegated to small columns in the back of local newspapers. Statewide efforts of women to gain suffrage failed to pass similar legislation in the Virginia House of Delegates in 1912, 1914, and again in 1960, this time only by a few votes. A local chapter of the Equal Suffrage League of Virginia was chartered in Newport News on April 13, 1913, with 27 members. The women of Virginia focused their efforts on the national fight for passage of the 19th Amendment in 1919. This new amendment became law on August 26, 1920, when Kentucky and 35 other states chose to ratify. Ms. Sarah Armistead and Mrs. Asia R. McGee were amongst the first women to register in Newport News. Virginia, however, had voted against the 19th in February of 1920 and would not vote again to ratify until 1952. This has been your historical moment. Thank you for joining us.